few things before we get into this bumpy road of a story. I'm self-made, I did not come from money, and all this is legal. You'll definitely want to watch this video the whole way through because it's not a simple rags to riches story. Enjoy. Alright, there's the intro. Making $250 a day. Which is that. If you make $250 a day, you're making roughly 90 grand a year, which some pretty good money. I mean, not like insane, but that's decent. Hey guys, it's Sebastian. I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur currently making 6 figures per month profit, and in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I got here. So let's go back to 2007. I was a second grader at the time. My parents had me in private school. They were making really good money. My dad was in the real estate business, new car, new house, everything was awesome. Then 2008 rolled around and my life completely flipped. My dad's income dried up and we were pretty much broke. From living in a nice house, having cool cars, going to a private school, to our cars getting repossessed. My dad told us all, he was like, hey, literally a week before we had to move out of our house, hey, we have to pack up, we can't afford this house. And so we moved into a really small house. Stuff literally went from riches to rags very quickly. It felt like it was overnight. We even had family members bringing us food. I really remember this. My grandma came over one day with a box. Like if you guys know Costco, you load up a ton of food in this big box. She brought over this huge box of food and dropped it off at our house. And I was so confused because we had lived to where I could just eat food and my parents had food all the time. And so her bringing over food, because literally we couldn't even afford food to eat, that was a real staple in my life where I was just like, this is insane. Like it was just insane to see how quickly stuff could change. My life went to high highs to really lows very quickly. I was now this kid who literally just had everything in his life he could ever dream of to pretty much having nothing but the bare minimum. One basic sweatshirt, a few t-shirts, and no fancy shoes at all, which that's pretty much everything every kid in elementary school cared about at the time. This is when I started to realize I couldn't rely on my parents forever to make ends meet. So what did I do? I actually discovered duct tape wallets. I realized I was creative enough to where I could make wallets out of duct tape and sell them. And this was basically my first introduction to entrepreneurship. I had no real friends at this new public school that I had moved to, so in my spare time for recess and lunch, instead of socializing and playing games, I was sitting at the table alone making duct tape wallets to then sell to the students, and that's pretty much how I started to, number one, make money, but also build some friends at that school. Fast forward to my freshman year of high school, and I was getting expelled. Me and my friends thought it was a brilliant idea to ditch lunch and hop in an Uber, go pick up some, we'll say MJ for YouTube purposes, pick up some MJ, use it, go back to school, and act like nothing ever happened. Long story short, someone somehow found out about this and told on us, and then the following day I was sitting in class. I'll never forget this. I was sitting in class just doing my homework, it was science, and the administrators walked in and they said, Sebastian Esqueda. I raised my hand, they're like, you're gonna need to come with us. They come, grab my backpack, take me into the office. Long story short, they ended up expelling me and I was now not able to go to this whole district. So I now had to switch schools and go to a completely new district. Everything was just going so great and I had messed up quite a lot. So off to continuation school because I couldn't go to that school anymore, where I was literally surrounded by fighters, alcoholics, and drug dealers, which was a concoction for a bad time. My parents thankfully bounced back financially and they were able to put me back into private school. The only issue was I was now creeping up to become the age where I now was legally allowed to work and able to work and get a job, and I had no idea exactly what I wanted to do to make a living. Having this entrepreneurship still in myself, I was determined to make something work. And I was on YouTube one day and an ad popped up where this random dude with some glasses was in his garage showing off his Lamborghini and his books, explaining the reason he got here is because, well, knowledge. It was Ty Lopez, if you guys don't know who he was, and I ended up buying his $67 course, really starting to understand that there were other ways to make money rather than just doing a job. And this is when I started to get really interested in online businesses and making serious money. I ended up following Ty on Instagram and I saw he posted someone on his Instagram, a kid who was making a few $1,000s a month just selling stuff. And I was like, how is this possible? Like, he's around my age, how is this kid doing this? And he's doing way better better than me. So I DM'd that kid, and he ended up becoming my first mentor and showed me exactly what he was doing and how I could also do it.
Knowledge.
He explained he was going through Craigslist trying to find iPhones for sale with motivated sellers, striking up a good deal, and then reselling these phones on eBay for a 20 to 50% profit.
Knowledge.
Which was insane to me to hear at the time. Quick interruption. If you guys want to learn more about e-commerce and dropshipping, I actually just launched a Discord. It's completely free to join. You can connect with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs like myself and learn about dropshipping, up your game, and I'll have a link below where you guys can actually access it. Other than that though, let's get back to the video. I then started making content on YouTube for phone flipping while also learning about other business models on YouTube to start expanding all of my business ventures. I learned about affiliate marketing and I was not really interested. And then I stumbled across dropshipping, and that was right up my alley. I was already doing e-commerce, buying and selling iPhones on eBay, so it was just the next step up to really get me to start leveling up financially. Removing time out of the equation to actually go meet people, buy the iPhones, then go list them online, removing all that time from the equation and just working on my computer, that was the solution to scalability. So in 2017, that is when I started my dropshipping career. For those who don't really know what dropshipping is, essentially I was setting up websites using Shopify, finding suppliers in China that sold trendy products, and then I would do marketing on various platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff, and pretty much sell a product for, let's say, $20 and contact a supplier, send the supplier the customer info, they would then ship the product directly to the customer, and I would not touch the product and essentially just make the margin. It was seriously brilliant. I had never done anything like this, so once I heard about it, it was mind-blowing because it removed my weekly trips to the post office. It removed me manually packing up orders and meeting people to buy iPhones and stuff, so I was hyped. I pretty much just heard people mention Shopify, Oberlo, AliExpress, and Facebook ads and got to it. I didn't really overconsume content. I literally learned the bare minimum and then got started. I thought it would honestly be a breeze because of the videos I watched. Everyone was preaching to do dropshipping, thinking it was going to be super easy, and I was very wrong. That few $1,000s that I had made from phone flipping went straight to Zucks because I spent all of that money on Facebook ads and didn't make a single sale. I ran terrible ads to a basic jewelry store selling various necklaces and anklets and got no sales with those ads. This could have been the moment where I gave up, but I kept at it, kept going back to the drawing board, and I found out about influencer marketing, and this was a game changer for me. Now, influencer marketing was really new to me, but I understood that you could find good Instagram pages, pay them money, they would post your photo with your product, tag you in it, and then you could potentially make money from this post. Now, simultaneously, fidget spinners were trending, and so I really got the wheels turning when I realized influencer marketing was huge and fidget spinners were just going completely nuts. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. If I put the 2 and 2 together, I am going to get rich and be able to afford Rolexes, which didn't happen like that. So we did our first post. I was terrified and I paid the influencer maybe 10, 20 bucks. Then we went to sleep. It was me and my brother running the store. We went to sleep. We had our fingers crossed, waiting to get sales, waiting for the ad to go live, and then it did. I made a sale. Me and my brother were ecstatic. I still have the video of us actually making that sale, and it was absolutely insane. I was like, I could really do this. Like, there's actually people that will buy from my site and make me money, which was completely mind-blowing to me at the time. So for the next 30 to 45 days, myself and my brother just doubled down on the business, kept doing more influencer posts, and doing all that stuff to continue doing what was currently working so that we could keep making money from these fidget spinners. You would think stuff just keeps getting better, we became successful, and that's where the story ends. But that would just be too boring of a story, right? So me and my brother had the brilliant idea to, since we were already selling these fidget spinners a lot, we could just place an order from Alibaba, cut the cost by a fraction, make more money on these sales, and ship the products out ourselves. The goal was ordering these in bulk and just taking this product to the moon. That is what we thought was going to happen. Well, that was the furthest thing from the truth. Once the fidget spinners arrived to our house, the fidget spinner trend was dead. It was literally like no one was buying them. Everyone had just milked the product. If you drove to any gas station, they were there. And we were just left with hundreds of fidget spinners that we could not sell and had no money once again. Me and my brother did some more research and found out that we could actually find products on AliExpress and sell them for a lot higher than competitors. So we built out a high ticket jewelry store. We were going to sell bracelets, necklaces, all of that stuff for men's fashion. We had all of these things things written down, like the margins are insane. And then we kept talking, but never actually ran ads for this product and this store. It just kind of got built and then we set it aside on the back burner. Never got any sales with those high ticket products, which honestly they could have done really well, but I guess we'll never know. But an extraordinary thing and an extraordinary turning point ended up happening for me after maybe a month or so that actually pushed me to keep at it with this store. My family had bounced back enough to where they were able to pay for all of us to go to Costa Rica. Towards the end, we were actually curious though about how much these people in Costa Rica were making, because we would literally tip them like 10 to 50 bucks and they were freaking out as if it was tons of money. And in America, that's not really much. So we Googled how much Costa Ricans make, and they were making $500 to $1,000 every single month, which that was like the medium income at the time, which is insanity. Well, I was extremely shocked that these people were so happy and they were able to live on basically no money. Now, yes, I was shocked, but I was also pretty upset at the fact that I hadn't taken more advantage of the opportunities at hand. Back home, I had my laptop, I had Wi-Fi, I had everything needed to actually make tons of money, yet I was still just sitting around not really doing much. So I went back home, completely revamped this jewelry store into a free plus shipping store selling these little anchor bracelets. This was it, my last straw. I had less than $50 in my bank account, $42.74 to be exact. Got the tattoo right there. It turned out to be a pivotal moment in my life. So it was just me solo working on pretty much all of this. So for the next few days, I brainstormed and here was my game plan. I was gonna sell these anchor bracelets for free, $0. That was the marketing angle, plus $14.99 or $14.95 for shipping. I ended up finding a boat page in the next day or so. He wanted 10 bucks for a post and he had 100,000 followers. I was a little bit concerned of the $10 price tag, so negotiated down to $7 to save that $3. If this failed, I would have probably had to go get a job, and so this was kind of, again, my last straw. That post was then scheduled for the following day, and I was anxiously waiting to see exactly what happened. That single post ended up generating me almost $1,000 in a single day. That was insanity to me at the time. So I ended up doubling down on this product, kept doing influencer marketing, and milked the product, made thousands of dollars up until summer came to an end and I had to start senior year. For senior year, my grades the past few years were bad, and so I had to really focus on my schooling and doing homework, or at least trying to get good grades on my tests, which took a lot of focus off of my YouTube channel and my dropshipping career, which honestly sucked. So essentially more high highs over that summer, and then once school started, low lows, and I was back in a slump where I literally wasn't doing much. I ended up graduating barely. I had like a 2.1 GPA and tried to pick up influencer marketing again, thinking it would work the exact same as it did before senior year. Those same posts I was doing and making maybe a 10x return on my investment, I was now breaking even or losing money. I actually picked back up with iPhone reselling and just wanted to keep cash flow coming in to my account while I was educating myself on the different ways to market my dropshipping business. Facebook ads seemed like a no-brainer. I kept hearing people continuously talking about how good Facebook ads were, so I decided to take another stab at it. Well, I couldn't make dropshipping work for the next year and kind of just coasted by doing iPhone flipping to make ends meet and make sure I had some money. Beginning of 2019, I got offered a pretty decent job that would have paid me $50,000 a year. I simultaneously launched a web development business where I pitched clients and said, hey, I can build your website for you, mostly to local businesses, and that was my whole gig. And it wasn't really working up until one day I closed a client for around $10,000 cash. Well, it was a check, but I deposited into my account, it hit, and I was ecstatic. It was the most money I had seen go into my account at once. So then I told the people at the job I was gonna pass on that opportunity because I still had this business and all these businesses that were continuously almost like they were pushing me along, like, hey, keep on this entrepreneurship journey, it will be worth it, and here's a little bit of taste of what you can actually achieve if you stay at this. So if we fast forward a few months, I ended up testing a product with Facebook ads, and this turned out to be my first $100,000 per month product. Not profit, revenue with Shopify dropshipping. So I was fulfilling these orders with a supplier in China, and he was fulfilling a way lower quality product than we were actually selling to our customers, that we were like telling them they were gonna get. So most of our customers, if they got the product, because our supplier didn't send out all the orders, if they got the product, they were not happy with the quality, and we got an insane amount of chargebacks on this store to the point where I was consistently every single day losing like $500 to $1,000 every single day. Any money I was making on a daily basis with other ventures were just crumbling just because I was still getting chargebacks, and so this was a very dark point. I was extremely discouraged at this point. I could have gotten a job or done something else, but I decided for some reason I was just going to keep at this whole dropshipping stuff and make it work. Long story short, I was able to recoup my money and make more, and I was back in a decent position to start attacking other products. At that time, I was doing TikTok influencers, and this was near the end of 2019 with this one brand that I was crushing it with. Sold out of inventory, and I still run that brand to this day. This was a great starting point to the next big W that honestly, it changed my life. The Rona came around and people started asking me, hey, is this affecting you? Like, how are you dealing with this? And my response was, nah, it's not really a big deal. It'll blow over. My suppliers are good. I was seriously oblivious to what we were actually in for. My suppliers pretty much went from, oh yeah, we'll be off for a week, or we have to take a week or 2 weeks off to just let this all blow over, and then we'll be back to, hey, sorry, we're not going to be open till May, June, even up to July, which was terrifying for me to hear. I had this brand that was doing really well with influencer marketing on TikTok, so I needed to get my inventory into the US, and I literally just could not because shipping routes were messed up. They couldn't process the orders, they couldn't make my product, and it was a nightmare. So this caused people to be really tight and stingy with their money. They were only spending their income on essentials. I'm talking the bare minimum, like toilet paper, canned food, cleaning supplies, and cases of water. Me and my partner at the time were still testing products on Facebook. We had an agent that was able to fulfill orders, so stuff really wasn't shut down for us. We were constantly looking for other products to test. So we ended up finding one that someone was they were selling their store on Flippa, and I was really shocked by the margins. They had around a 5x markup on their product, and they were absolutely crushing it with a product that I did not think would do well at all. I told my partner we may as well test the product out. There's already another store doing well. I was really confident the product would not work, but I was willing to risk $100 to $200 testing it out just to see if it worked. And this product that I thought would flop actually made a sale. We were simultaneously testing the sandproof beach blanket, and we thought that product was gonna kill it. It was summertime. We kind of just tested this other product that made a sale just because we wanted to see how it performed compared to the sandproof blanket. To our surprise, this random product that we almost didn't even test was crushing it. Like, I'm talking, we were generating $1,000 a day with $50 to $100 in ad spend. This ended up being a product that I took to 6 figures per month in profit, and this was my real first huge win where I was getting a taste of that e-com money that I had dreamt of since I was like 17, still in high school. What's the logical thing to do? Save your money, invest. But that's not what I did. So I looked at cars and I was adamant on buying a C300 Mercedes. I found one I liked. I had an appointment the following day to get one, and I got a phone call. I answered it, and it was the car dealership explaining to me that they had just sold the car, and I was devastated because this was literally the car that I was obsessing over. Like, holy crap, I'm actually going to buy a nice car. I'm gonna upgrade and start leveling up. So my egotistical self, instead of just finding another C300, I said, screw that dealership, found another dealership in Oakland, California. They had a C43 AMG, so I bought it, and that was an insane day for me. It was crazy to me that just a few months ago I had close to no money. Like, I took L after L, and now I had this first big win that was now making me thousands of dollars every single day. So at this point, this is where my life really started to change. I doubled down on this brand and we took it past 7 figures, which was surreal to me. The fact that I was able to turn this idea into a website to then market the product and then go on to do 7 figures in just a few short months. I was a kid who had L after L after L, and I finally struck up a huge W that changed the game for me. I really didn't want this to be like other times where I just had a massive win and then everything crumbled down and I took a big L. So I did everything I could to make sure that wasn't the case, and luckily it never actually crumbled down. This is kind of where my life started to consistently get better financially. At this point, I started posting very consistently on YouTube. I grew my income just on YouTube alone to $5,000 to $10,000 per month with AdSense and then affiliate deals and all that stuff. I was actually making a lot of money and I was diversifying my income. Since then, I've been making 6 figures profit per month very consistently across my e-commerce brands, my TikTok ads agency, and my personal brand. I've even had days where I've made tens of thousands of dollars profit in a single day, which is completely absurd. I've scaled products on TikTok and Facebook to multiple 5 figures per day and helped some other people do the same thing. Last Q4, I actually helped one of my students get from $0 to $30,000 per day with just TikTok ads. I'm able to do anything I want, buy whatever I want, travel, buy my family nice things. It's pretty awesome. Last year I bought another car, another Mercedes, a GLC 63 AMG. I moved to Dallas last year, got an apartment. I since moved into a bigger house earlier this year in January, and I'm working on some cool things with my brands that I'm currently running, as well as the community I've built on YouTube. My story is pretty long and it's still being written, and it's not by any means a quick success story. And if you guys could take anything from this video, it's that no matter how many losses you have, no matter how many times you try something and it fails, you have to keep getting up and striking again to achieve your goals. The only thing that'll guarantee you guys don't achieve your goals is just throwing in the towel and giving up and living a very mundane life, which if you guys are watching this video, it's most likely not you guys who are having that mindset. So don't let that be you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story. If you did, like this video and also subscribe if you want to learn how you too can become successful. I make tons of content on how to actually do the things I'm currently doing to make a substantial amount of income. And for those who are really serious about taking action right now, I'll have a link below where you can book a free call with my team to help you level up. Other than that though, I will see you guys later. Take care.
Knowledge.